Hey, what's up guys? This is Cole with CJC Off-Road. We've done this before, but anytime we see an interesting build come through our shop, we try to make it a point to share it with you guys. This truck came through here just a couple days ago and really piqued my interest. So here we are featuring this Ram 2500 build for you guys. A lot of you guys, when you reach out to us, say, hey, I want my Ram or my Ford HD truck to drive something like a Raptor. Well, this is it. So what we have here, this is a 19 to 24 Ram 2500. And one of my absolute favorite colors for these trucks is Delmonico Red. And what this truck is running is Carli's eVenture system. Now, Carli's eVenture system, if you're not familiar with it, is an electronically controlled shock-based system that Carli designed from the ground up for these Ram 2500 trucks. And what's really cool about this is prior to Carli having these systems out and similar things being on the market, electronically controlled shocks like this were something typically only found on a Ford Raptor or a high-end Porsche, for instance. Carli's essentially brought this really cool, very current shock technology and applied it to these HD trucks. And the result of that is a no-compromise overall suspension system. And what I mean by that, you take this truck, you whip the wheel to the right really hard, the thing is just composed. It basically, the shocks react according to how you're driving the truck. You're on a relatively flat road, not a whole lot of activity. The shocks stay really soft and result in a really soft, plush feeling ride. You hook up a trailer to the back of the truck and the shocks react accordingly and essentially stiffen up the back. So what you're getting is absolutely the most possible handling benefit, not only for on-road ride quality, but for off-road performance as well. So traditionally with a non-electronic shock, you're having to essentially find a compromise between the two, right? You're saying, hey, I'm making this shock as soft as possible on road, or I'm making this truck perform as well as possible on the dirt. This is getting you really the best of both worlds and kind of throwing a one-size-fits-all solution at how these trucks ride and handle. Now let's take a look at what is exactly on this truck. So what we have to start is the base eVenture system we've been talking about. This essentially includes front and rear coil springs, radius arm drops, all necessary basic geometry correction components. What Carli does offer options on, however, is in regards to the sway bar, the radius arms, and the rear track bar. So this customer essentially threw the book at it. This has Carli's fabricated radius arms, it has Carli's torsion sway bar, has Carli's rear track bar. These are all the highest end components in their particular ranges as far as what's available on the market. So nicest fabricated radius arms, in my opinion, on the market, custom joints on those arms. They utilize limit straps to help control how these trucks cycle the front suspension. The rear track bar, Carli threw together a really cool product to help flatten out the rear suspension geometry. And from there, the Carli torsion sway bar really does help with how these trucks ride, especially on uneven roads or when pulling into a driveway or similar situations. From there, this truck also received Carli's low mount steering stabilizer. Really nice upgrade when running 37-inch tires on these trucks. Speaking of 37-inch tires, this truck is running our CJC exclusive Method 704 HD titanium wheels. Really cool finish. In my mind, I did not picture this wheel working so well with the Delmonico Red, but I actually really dig how this overall combination looks. Those wheels are wrapped in Toyo RT Pro 37, 12.5, 17 tires. We've received a ton of positive feedback with these tires in terms of both their on and off-road performance. So this is a really cool up-and-coming tire on the market that we've been very happy with so far on these trucks. Accessory-wise, this truck also received a patent fabrication light bar. This is a product that we worked directly with Patent Fabrication to allow you to mount off-road lights on the front of these Ram HD trucks. And what was really cool on this too is the customer actually staggered the lights. So this is pairing Baja Design's LP6 lights with Baja Design's LP9 lights and kind of giving a full range of lights on the front. Really cool look. And to further dress up the front end, this is also running a CJC off-road intercooler guard. This is a product I myself had a hand in developing a long time ago, and it's awesome to still see it going on these builds. I love seeing these intercooler guards on these trucks. Rounding out the overall build, this truck is running an A-pillar light setup utilizing Baja Design's LP4 lights. Essentially, this truck is going to have all the light it could possibly need in the desert, and really, what's really cool about it is, in my opinion, none of it's over the top. It's all very practical. It's all wired into the truck's upfitter switches, so very, very cool overall build. Now, what this customer wanted was a really rounded out truck, and I'd say this is exactly what he got. So this truck is going to ride better than stock on the road. It's going to perform significantly better than stock off-road. High-speed freeway handling, significantly better than stock, will also be more comfortable. And then between the lighting upgrades, the wheel and tire options, the extra sidewall with the 37s, this really is a nice all-in build, and which is why I want to share with you guys. This is a great example of what can be done with these new Ram trucks, and we really like how this build turned out on our end. One thing I want to interject with this is a lot of people, these eVenture electronic shocks, ask what happens if the electronics fail. You are not going to be stranded with the eVenture shocks. If the eVenture shocks for any reason lose power, they just work like a normal shock. So very cool thing. And again, if you're averse to running electronics on these trucks, I'd say I would highly recommend maybe giving it a second thought. These steps really do offer the best overall drivability for this Ram 2500 platform, in my opinion. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next video.